Okay, so today we're looking at the GoPro Hero 9, and this camera is amazing, but there are quite a few things about it I actually don't like. Not more of a don't like, but I think they could have done better on, especially because it's a $449 camera with this kit here. So let's get into the video. Okay, so many of you've probably heard about the GoPro Hero 9, right? The number 9 that came out 2020. Big changes here, quite a few changes from the GoPro Hero 8. So first off, I want to say I did not own the GoPro Hero 8 or the 7 or the 6 or the 5. My last GoPro was the 4, so technically I upgraded from the 4 to the 9. Okay, but I've heard a lot about the 8 and about the 7. A lot of people liked those, and a lot of people are really impressed with this camera. But to start off, they really pushed on vlogging. So they came out with a lot of accessories for this camera, a screen, a mic, an extra battery, all sorts of different things that attached to this camera. And I want to first start off by saying I would not recommend this for a vlog camera. I'll show you why here in a minute. Filming yourself with the new front display is great, and it's easy to see. It's small, it's tiny, you can fit it in your back pocket, literally. Long battery life, great quality, but once you start vlogging with it, you start realizing it's more of a beginner vlogging camera. And what I mean by that is when you're vlogging, everything is in focus. So there's no field, there's no depth of field, there's no blur behind you. Everything's in focus, and it's very sharp. It's a really sharp image. It doesn't look like it's 4K or 5K or anything like that. So I wouldn't really recommend it. Also, when you're vlogging and you walk into a building, or if you're filming just inside of a building, it looks horrible, okay? Really, really bad picture quality when it's inside. Outside, it's great. Okay, so let's get into the features about this guy here. Okay, and first off, we have the GoPro, and it's actually somewhat heavy. It's pretty thick and bigger than the 8 and bigger than all the other black ones that were, you know, the waterproof was actually inside the body. There wasn't like a clear case around it. Pretty heavy and a little more robust than the other ones. Okay, so you have the GoPro, and you have 2 clips that come in this kit. Okay, one is a taller clip like this, and they have this new rubber pop-in thing, so once you clip that into your mount, you pop that down and it locks in place. And then you have a low one as well. It also came with a clip, which first off, I want to say I like this clip. It's real sturdy. It also has a magnet on the back, so you can magnet that to anything metal. You pop your clip in, you lock that down just like that. Then you have a hand grip, which is also a buoy. You kind of have an angle here, different grip than what they've made before. I like it, but I don't use it a whole lot because, again, I don't vlog, so this would work perfectly for vlogging. And I have other things in here, which I'll talk about in a minute. Comes with a charging cable, and that's pretty much it. And, of course, the nice case, which I like this case, perfect size. So a second battery also comes with this, but they only give you a charger to plug into your camera, and that charges your battery, so you have to stick each battery in there to charge it. I was like, no, there's no way. I'm gonna be buying a multi-charger, which is right here. Great multi-charger, highly recommend it. I'll have the link down in the description. Charges 3 batteries at once. Okay, so on the GoPro here, you have these feet that pop out of the bottom, which I really like this feature. It makes it small, it's sturdy. If those break, you can actually change those. And you don't have like this big cage that you have to put around the camera to mount it anywhere. These literally just pop out, they magnet into place when they're done. And there's also audio inputs underneath each foot as well. On the camera, this little side where you get to your battery and your charger is kind of hard to take off. If you have short fingernails or you just don't have much strength in your fingers, it's actually kind of difficult. You have to pull really hard and then it pops out. So it's not like a screw, it's not like a clip. It's a clip, but you have to like pop the clip out of the bottom before it opens. So kind of difficult, but it's not horrible, and I can see how it's super waterproof that way. You pull your battery out right here, which yes, it has 30% more battery life is what they're saying. especially in cold temperature, you get a lot longer battery life. So I don't know, I didn't see a huge battery life difference, but I did notice it lasted a little bit longer. Then you have USB-C for charging, which honestly is really great, USB-C. I love USB-C. And you have mini SD card, which goes right in there in the slot. So that's all you have in there. Over here, you have this weird thing. I thought it was a button thing, but I think it's actually like another audio input. I'm not too sure on what that little weird thing is right below your power button. So yeah, your power button's on the side, and your record button is on the top right there. Then you have the new front display, which is awesome. I use this quite a bit, especially when it's on my chest upside down or something. I can just look down and I can see what I'm filming. I can tilt it up a little bit, you know, see what I'm filming. Pretty sweet to have that on there. It's pretty big too. It's not like a tiny display. I like that. And it's a pretty robust build, and I feel like dropping this isn't gonna destroy it right off the bat. Okay, now you have a new changeable lens. So if you turn this, it's kind of difficult. It pops off, and now you have your lens off of your camera. It looks kind of funny, and you have this square lens. You can put a max lens on there, which gets your field of view to like 180 degrees, something crazy, but it's like $100 to get this new lens, and you can pop that lens on there. Or if you break this lens, you can change this lens as well. So awesome feature. I probably won't be using it much because I'm usually pretty careful with my camera, and I don't want to spend that extra money for a fisheye view, essentially. So that pops back on just like that, and it's pretty sturdy. So that's pretty much it for the GoPro build wise. So features that GoPro said, of course, is the new front display, 30% more battery life, a detachable lens, which is great, like I just said, waterproof up to 33 feet. So with no extra case on this, this can go up to 33 feet underwater. That's great. I probably won't ever take it though under maybe 10 feet. Like literally, I just don't do diving, but people who do diving or snorkeling or something like that, great to have that 33 feet. Okay, and then probably the biggest thing that they really pushed was 5K. And I know a lot of you guys are like, what, 5K quality in an action camera? Whoa, 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 hold right there. You cannot tell the difference, okay? I put it side by side, 4K and 5K, and you can barely tell the difference at all. I'm not joking. It looks a tiny bit clearer, just like barely, but honestly, if you're watching this off of YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, it's gonna stream, you're gonna upload it, and you're not gonna tell a difference at all. I'm not joking. I mean, I still shoot in 5K because I know, okay, it's a little bit better quality, whatever, I'm just gonna shoot in 5K, but I don't really see a huge difference there. Okay, so 5K quality up to 30 frames per second. Okay, and then a new 20 megapixel camera for photos. So if you're taking a lot of photos with this, you get 20 megapixels, and honestly, I do see a difference there. It's super clear pictures, especially for a tiny little camera with a tiny little sensor. Now 20 megapixels is amazing, and I do think this is great for pictures. And next is Hyper Smooth 3.0, which this is probably the biggest thing I noticed. The stabilization is amazing. I'm not joking. Like biking, skiing, all of this type of stuff I've done, it is super smooth for how jittery this thing is going. It stays very, very smooth. So best in the industry is what people are saying for the stabilization. So super, super nice. Okay, now let's talk about slow-mo. This shoots in 240 frames per second. But hold on, that is in really poor quality. That's in 1080p. Do not recommend shooting in that. Great to have super slow motion, but it doesn't look super good. So if you have something that you want to get like a crazy slow-mo shot, just picture it's not going to be great quality. It's not going to be 4K or 5K, anything like that. But it's nice to have that slow motion. And there are so many other features, little features, bigger screen, all that type of stuff that I'm not going to get into right now. One thing I liked about it though is it has this horizontal angle. I don't know what they call it, but you can turn it on, and if you tilt your camera or if you turn it actually all the way around, your picture is gonna stay perfectly level. Because you have like a round sensor on here, it's really weird. When you turn your camera, it can stabilize your picture and it'll stay perfectly level even though you're turning your camera. Really weird, but it goes to part of that hyper smooth. Super cool, and I like that about it. So honestly, it's a great camera, but I don't know if it's worth $449. So that's with the kit, the extra battery, all that type of stuff. I don't know, I use it quite a bit, but I start using it more and I look at the quality and I'm like, it's not as great as you picture it to be, right? For a $450 camera, you picture it to be this great, super good camera. And I think it is, but for a professional side, you know, I'm trying to always shoot in professional ways and professional cameras. It's not a professional camera, but for action, for sports, for if you're posting this on Instagram, live streaming it, whatever. Oh yeah, it can live stream. Kind of weird, but cool. I think it's great, but for someone like me that doesn't do a ton of crazy sports, it maybe wasn't the best idea to buy it, but honestly, I like it. I've used it for biking. I do mountain biking. I'm gonna be coming out with a couple more videos here of mountain biking, some super cool shots, but I like it, but it's not the best thing I've ever used. Highly recommend it though for if you're someone that does a lot of extreme sports and you want to capture that best action camera in the industry right now. Great camera, a lot of nice accessories. Again, this charger is really worth it, especially if you have several batteries. And we'll see you back in another video. Consider subscribing and also hitting that like button. You're coming with me.